Okay, here we go. We are back with Elden Ring, and we're continuing on, heading towards the Magic Castle. Now we got the boost. Actually, no, there's something we need to do beforehand. We need to go down here. So we're actually going to take a pause from going towards the Magic Castle. Instead, we're going to go up this direction, and we're going to go down to the ruins so we can get the finger snap, so we can do the side quest. And also, I am trying to find more games to play on another note, because I do want to have not just 1 or 2 videos a week. I want to try and get like a few different games to play. But that's going to probably take a little bit as I figure out what I want to play, because there should be some games coming out soon, hopefully, that are catching my eye, and I'll get those games. It just depends when they come out, you know. Like, some of these games seem to be like taking forever to come out. Some honestly feel like they're never going to come out. And if there's nothing that really catches your eye, you can't really... One second, just slap his toe so I can quickly run past you. Ninja. Anyway, I was going up here because I need to go around and down, and that should allow me to get to where the bears are, and then I should be able to pass the area, get the quick point close to like the castle, so I can also set up that side quest. One thing is, there's no point like rapidly leveling up unless you're doing like a pure faith or magic, because melee weapons really are kind of useless unless you like upgrade them. So unless you're gonna like do all the glitches and stuff to get all the upgrades like super quick, there's no real advantage to it. Avoid you. Ah, here we go. This is the direction. I probably should also get the Flask of Wondrous Physics as well at some point. But yeah, I'm not joking. Like, playing this game a lot less and like pacing it out definitely makes it more enjoyable, where I like play maybe half an hour every few days. Because this game really wears out its welcome quickly, just with how dumb some of the design choices are. But I know like people don't like to admit it, but there are some very bad design choices in this game. You know what? Should we get the blood thing while we're here? Well, we're going to need the lift of Dexter, so we might as well get the blood thing while we're here. Also, if you have a way to knock enemies, like big enemies, back. What, you just shot it? I honestly have no idea what shot it. But no, if you have a way to like knock big enemies back. Oh, okay, apparently it's another wood somewhere. You can like do a trick with the Blood Knight, which I believe will insta kill him. I'm not sure why my running suddenly didn't do. So he comes after you here. You come up here, you climb up the ladder, obviously. He climbs up the ladder after you. You could try and knock him down, but it's more risky. So I would suggest like getting up here, wait for him to climb up and just force him off the edge. That's probably the best way to do it. You also can like equip throwing items if you have any. I'm fine. Of course, he runs, but they do a decent amount of damage. And that's also another way you kill them. You can do that. Well, there's a few ways you can deal with these enemies. Like, that is one good thing. Like, there is encouragement to be creative in this game. It's just they generally don't, I guess, encourage you well enough, like, to be creative, because there's a certain things that after a certain point are just so powerful that there's no real point trying anything else. Also, the fact I did not mean to do it. The fact that a rat can stand there is dumb. But no, after a certain point, like, it's just easy to press R2 90% of the time. What is that thing? Is that going to be a giant? It looks weird. Doesn't help that the armor in this game is abysmal. Like, I feel like the armor in this game is a bit too realistic. Like, with a lot of the armor, because it's a lot of these types make up, I'm pretty sure, like half the armor set. But it gets a little too realistic with some of the armor sets. Okay, that's the ruins right there. I can pass them. Hit the finger snap. I'm not sure if the game picked up, but I heard the howl slightly. It's like a very faint howl that most people probably wouldn't hear. So let's go talk to Kel.
Well, you're... I suppose. Next time, don't try just that.
Get finger snap. We can get all the cookbooks now. The binoculars. Don't want to buy some armor. Why not? Can I sell some useful stuff? Yeah, you're useless. You're useless. You're useless. You're useless. You're useless. A lot of this stuff is just useless here outside of these.
Goodbye.
Like, really, bonuses are like the only useful thing out of all of that. Why not?
Goodbye.
I probably should get here eventually. I guess I could do it after talking to the Wolfman. But yeah, like, this game's biggest weakness is it's too large, and in all honesty, these game types, like, once you, like, I've played so many open world games, like, I'm not joking, most of my childhood was, like, very, like, Skyrim, pretty much. So it's like, when you play Skyrim, it's like, which I also argue is one of the best open worlds ever, especially if you played modded Skyrim. But after that point, it's like, there's really no competing. Unfortunately. I forget what's down it, because I don't often come to this area. Oh, it's the Axe Talisman. What's the Axe Talisman do again? Charge that. Oh, yeah. that's a decent thing. Not anything special. Here we go. I guess he always makes his way here eventually.
Carly sent you. The name's Bloody Flag. Someone come tell me if I can offer you. And in need of. Darrow and in need of.
The irony of his statement there, isn't it? But no, I've mentioned this before, but I'll say this again. Like, Rani is super evil. Like, you just put in context, like, all of their actions. Rani is, like, in my opinion, one of the most straightforward evil characters in a FromSoft game. I'm not even gonna say I'm joking there. Like, no, they are just one of the openly straightforward evil characters who have zero justification for any of their, like, actions in the game. Because let's actually go over what Rani does. She murders a sibling for no reason, outside of pretty much using him as a sacrificial lamb so she can get out of her destined fate. Yeah, sorry, that's kind of unjustifiable there. Especially since her brother was seen as a overall good guy by everybody, like everybody. Then there obviously is the fact that she is a blatant manipulator who from the very beginning lies and cons people and then discards them once they're used up, which really takes away a lot of trustworthiness from my character. She also starts like a civil war pretty much by which you could say she triggered one of the leading events to cause like the chaos that comes to like the entire like world by murdering the demigod, which causes the queen to go utterly bonkers. Like, she was already pretty bonkers obviously, but she became more bonkers. And then we add on like, well, I could literally go on forever about all her horrendous deed, you know. Because literally you could count every bad thing happening in the game being a direct cause of her just selfish actions. Because she didn't want to become the next, like, America. Pretty much. I forget you. I need pants. I really do. Oh, he got a heavy sword.
Darrow, rotting in a cell is no true justice. No. But this is where it ends for you.
Goodbye. But no, it's just like I honestly don't get this like Rani fanboy, you know. I've never got it, like why they fanboy for her.
Hard to work for it. Don't say I'm not. Oh yeah. If you venture, tell him I.
Like they see that this weirdest session, like, oh, she's got 4 arms, so she looks cute, and I'm like, she's also a mass murderer. She also committed mass genocide. She also literally manipulates and abuses everyone around her. Not because she's relatively at the end of the game nice to the player, and the game's just so grizzly depressing because the writers just seem to not be bothered with actually telling a good story. Then it's like, oh, look at this cool looking world. Doesn't our world look so cool? It's so open and vast. But I'm not joking. That's literally how it feels most of the time for me. Like, not saying this is a bad game, but it's definitely not anything above like a 7 at best. But I'll say it's a 6. And of course you get a lot of fanboys to come after you like, how dare you think the game's a 6? It's the perfect game. There's nothing wrong with it. Despite the fact, yes, we dislike the boss fight. Yes, we dislike the enemy design. Yes, we dislike the lack of variety. Yes, we dislike the terrible balancing of the game where it's pretty much non-existent. Yes, we despise all of that, but this game's perfect actually. Like, there's no flaws to this perfect masterpiece, and it's like, I honestly don't get those kind of people. Of course, it's been a while now, so people aren't as fanboy anymore, but you know that as soon as DLC comes out, like, there's going to be the fanboyism back. Like, it's going to start up again. Like, you absolutely know it's going to start again once the DLC comes back out, like, out. Like, it's pretty much guaranteed. The loop of like dealing with a dragon. Of course, you may have talked to this guy first. I'm pretty sure you can like get him to help you with like summon and all that. Can't be bothered really.
The heart, if you should find you and seek the you know those who part their hunger until the flood the strand. It's no surprise. You know those who part their hunger until the
But I'm not even lying. I would probably like this game a lot more if like they made it so the story was a bit more front and center, because I feel like this game really gets actually damaged by the lack of a front and center story. Like, you can still have the vagueness, like, but when I say story, I don't mean the entire plot explained. I just mean motivation, like reasons to go somewhere. Some sort, like Skyrim, like, has its main quest, but it doesn't tell you every single thing. Like, in its main quest, it just tells you what's necessary for the plot. Like, Oblivion does the same thing a lot of the time, and you have to talk to people mostly. Because that's always been the funny thing when someone said, oh, you just want cutscenes. No, I would be fine with it being like Skyrim, where, like, you have to go somewhere, talk to people, actually have a design system. I don't even mind the lack of question markers, you know. I just honestly feel like in terms of open world, this game's kind of subpar. Because open worlds just don't stand up without a plot. I'm going to be honest. That's just my view. Open worlds just really don't stand out without like a plot to carry it. Potato AI. A lot of people can say like that they don't want story in these games, but I just don't think you can call a game 10 out of 10 if it doesn't have a story to it. Like, unless it's like of the genre, like something like where it's really linear, straightforward, like Doom or something where you don't really need a plot to tell you what you do. Hey, there's demons, kill the demons, save the world. Like, it's a very basic plot. You don't really need to explain that, and that can be a 10 out of 10 because or even a 9 out of 10 because, well, it's so straightforward that you don't need a plot. But games like these, they do need plots. It's an open world.
Beyond the harps we won't. Beyond your harps we
It like
won't.
very clearly follows a like set story, but it doesn't tell you the story for some reason that you're following. That could also be partly why Renalia's like Moon Girl's questline and that is so popular, like because that could be why she's so popular, because there's no reason to care about anything else because her questline is the most fleshed out. Like Gold Mask also just because of the laugh meme type culture where it's like you could say he has a mimetic property about him, like he has a historical like personality, a story that is carried by merely the message of what he's practicing that allows him to also be popular. And then there's obviously the girl who's just, well, she very clearly is using you openly, and I think everyone knows it. It's sort of like there's somewhat honesty on her part, I guess that makes people like her, where the main quest of this game's just like, meh, do X, do Y. And that's sort of the issue with it. There's no real reason to care. Of course, there's people who can have different opinions to me, but I just find it amusing that no one ever bothers pointing out, like, the large issues with a lot of these arguments where people argue this game is the greatest game ever, despite the fact that there's games that have taken the very trope of this game, the very plot of this game, and done it better. I feel like if something's done what you've done but better, then you can't be a 10 out of 10 game, you know, because you sort of have to pioneer something or like bring an evolution or something, or do it so well that there's been no game that really is as good as you. Oh, that sky looks lovely though. Ooh, almost jumped off the edge. Why did I get off the horse? I already did the like spawn point, didn't I? Honestly, those spawn point things are so badly placed, you know? Like, did they not even place somewhere like you would see it like next to the bonfire or something? Like, they're placed well out of view. Oh jeez, that's damage. Gotta love that hyper AI we have. Because when you wear that armor, like, it doesn't give you that much. But when it wears the armor, it's like... That is not natural move. That's not natural movement at all. One was dead. AI enemies because they're always like so questionable with like their movement. It feels like they don't act how they really naturally would. But that's always been like an issue with FromSoft like AI.
Oh, that bloody thing. Here's a token. I'm dying. Yeah, she is the deadly, but in spite, if she comes for you, there is no shit. Beyond perhaps we will.
I'm gonna buy some stuff from this guy quick and then we'll probably end the part here. I'm not sure. Depends, in all honesty. Because again, I'm trying to keep these parts short so they're not like super extended.
Wonderful. He's bored. If the moon, my people, which is why. But thanks, I think this your people. Goodbye.
His armor really valuable. I just need his legs. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this short part, people. Like, I could go into the magical academy, but I want to really do that in its own part, you know. Like, have we killed? You know what? Let's kill this boss here. But we haven't killed him yet, so we might as well like kill this guy. Since like he's still here. Let's fight this guy while we're here. I hate these jump battles. They're clearly designed for like force fight, but force combat is so abysmally bad. It's sort of like, is there really a point to a horseback fight, even if you're meant to? Glad he missed right there. Oh, there we go. He's out. So that's another little fight for like the boss battle. There we go. We get the halberd. Nice little battle to end it. Like, so we at least end off a boss battle. We killed 2 bosses as well. We killed 2 AIs. We got some quests done. I feel like that's pretty good. Pretty good for a short part. Now, I'm in no rush to complete the game this time around. I'm happy to take it slow, you know, like get a bit more enjoyment than I usually would out of playing the game, because generally it's the only way I can enjoy the game now. Like, just take it really, really slowly. Otherwise, I just don't get any fun from the game. Anyway, on to the next part, people. I will see you around, and oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, that's messed up. Well done, man. I got the stones anyway. So anyway, my throat went weird there. So anyway, people, I hope you enjoyed this part. I'll see you in the next one, and peace out. Peace.